was very distant and like very she was how do you say it?
Respectable? No.
Had no need to fight tonight.
Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. So today we have
A recap.
We have a story time, basically on how we met.
I mean, we got into how we met, but we didn't really focus on the actual events of
Leading up
happened.
to it.
Yeah.
So we're going to touch on that now.
Yeah.
We're going to take you back in time. That would be December 2017. So December 2016?
No.
No?
Yeah. I don't know.
I don't know.
Alright.
Okay, so we're going to take you back in time to December 2016.
Which is when
I came home for college.
came home for college, yeah.
Mm-hmm. For good.
Yeah, for good. I came home for good.
Mm-hmm.
And I still had a girlfriend.
Yeah, so what we didn't share in the story really was he came home, and about 2 days later, I was like watching his sisters, and then the doorbell rings, and then a girl came, and I didn't know who this girl was, but Jacob.
Oh, yeah, because I didn't come with him.
The doorbell rings, he and his like dad and his mom were all in the front room, and I was like in the kitchen dining area with his sisters, and this girl comes over and like introduces herself, and we shook hands, and that was kind of it. Once she walked out of the room,
About a little bit of tension, just a little bit.
well, once she walked out of the room, I like turned to his sisters and I was like, who is that? And they were like, oh, that's Jacob's girlfriend. So immediately I was like, abort mission, this sucks. But you left somewhere, right? I don't know where he was, but we didn't talk, we didn't text, like nothing up until April, right? Because that was the time of his birthday.
Well, okay, so like after they met and stuff, like obviously like stuff went down on my end, and then I became single after that.
Yeah, but I
And
didn't
so,
know that.
Yeah, she didn't know that. So like we never like talked or anything, not at all. Like she was very distant. So she obviously had respect for my relationship.
Yeah, or at least the one I thought was
And-
still going on.
Yeah, right. But like even in my relationship, even when I was in a relationship, I wasn't going after her.
No.
No. So it was respect on both ends.
Yeah.
We were already broken up for a little while, but I wasn't like, my intentions weren't going out and like, oh, I'm gonna go get Ashlyn.
Yeah.
No, not at all. Like it just.
Because I thought he still had his girlfriend. So,
Yeah, so,
March, like late March rolls around, I was still the nanny.
Yeah.
And his sisters started bringing Jacob up again. And we're like, oh, do you like Jacob? Like,
They were like the little.
they were digging.
wingmen.
Yeah.
they
when
were
I'd
good.
pick them up from school and they'd just be like, oh, do you like Jacob? And I was just like, no, like I don't like him.
But like I never brought it up to them.
You had to have said something.
No, I promise you, like I never went to them like, hey, like go do some digging,
Yeah.
help me out. No, not at all. They just wanted it for some reason.
Yeah, it was weird. So then like April comes around, and it was the first week of April, and I was just about to leave as the nanny. So I was supposed to go to dinner with the family on Thursday, and his birthday, I think you guys were celebrating on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like we were supposed to celebrate my birthday.
So two separate complete occasions.
Yeah, but then I couldn't go for some reason. I had
Yeah.
something going on, and then
I couldn't go on
first-
Thursday.
Yeah.
So they basically were like, okay, like Ashlyn, we're gonna go to dinner as a family on Wednesday. So
Yeah.
like,
But some apparent
yeah.
reason, like for some reason, like we all like were able to go this day, and so they're like, okay, well, as your last dinner as a nanny,
yeah,
but we're also gonna celebrate Jacob's 20th birthday.
which I didn't know.
Yeah.
So I get there, and we were still waiting for his mom to come home, but Jacob wasn't there. And then,
I didn't even know she was gonna be there.
No,
like,
I
came
didn't know he
home and I was
was.
like, oh,
yeah, and so I'm like sitting there with the girls, and they were like, oh, are you excited to hang out with Jacob tonight? And I was like, what are you guys talking about? This is like my dinner. It wasn't.
it's for me.
We were doing like a dual dinner. So we're waiting for Jacob to come home. Your mom comes home, your dad's home, and his sisters like are in the backyard with me, and we were building like some project out of clay, and they got this strange idea to make like wedding rings for us. So we're waiting for Jacob to come home, and his sisters are like asking me, oh, like, are you gonna get married to Jacob? Like, when are you guys gonna start dating? And I just kept shooting them down because I thought he had a girlfriend, and I didn't understand. And then he got there, and they like ran outside, but I don't know what they did out there. I don't.
To me?
Yeah, you had just pulled up, and they ran outside to you.
I remember.
I don't know. Yeah, they were, I don't know. So we all go to dinner together. It was so awkward. Jacob and I didn't talk
No.
at all. And it was like a Benihana style restaurant.
But we kind of sat next to each other.
Or one girl away.
Mhm.
We still didn't look at each other. We didn't talk to each other.
No.
And we had dinner.
We had no intentions.
Mm-mm.
And then, yeah. So like we're having dinner and we're all like having fun because Benihana. Like I don't know if you guys ever been to Benihana, but they do like little shows for you and stuff. And then like we started like.
We didn't talk.
No, we didn't
the
talk at all.
whole
But
dinner.
like we were starting to get like comfortable with ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, we're all having fun. Like I think we just finished eating. Devin, my older little sister, if that makes sense to you guys, she like is in love with Snapchat, and she can't have Snapchat, so obviously I don't know. But she like wanted to go on Ashlyn's phone for Snapchat, and was like doing like the faces, right?
Yeah, like the filters.
Yeah, the filters. And then she was like videotaping me, and then she gave me Ashlyn's phone, and like I was videotaping myself.
Which I still have it to
Yeah,
this day.
yeah.
It just kind of wrapped up.
Yeah, but then I felt like it was the right time to slide in, and then I was like, "Oh, Ashlyn, like we should be friends on Snapchat."
It was so awkward.
It was definitely awkward.
And I remember your mom was sitting there and she was just kind of like staring at the situation, like what the
And my
heck?
dad's all proud. He's all smiling
Yeah.
in the background.
No, he literally like awkwardly, like if I had a phone right now, he like takes it and he's like, hey, let's be friends on Snap. And I was like, okay.
I thought I was cool about it, but I was like super nervous.
Keep in mind, up until this point, I thought he still had a girlfriend.
But I didn't.
Yeah.
I promise you I didn't.
So we go home. I go back home. I was like freaking out because I was like, one, I think he has a girlfriend. He's adding me. So I go back and I stalk your Instagram, and I remember everything was deleted. So I was like, well, that's kind of a good sign. I don't know. But then I remember you followed me on Instagram. No, I followed
No,
you on Instagram.
You did all the moves.
I followed him
She
on
followed
Instagram
me.
because he had added me on Snap, and yeah, it was a good idea. And then you followed me right back and then started liking photos. And that's when I knew. I was like,
Nah.
it's like the modern, it was stupid. So then you Snap texted me.
I was at the gym.
Like an hour later.
Yeah, I was at the gym, and then I was like, you know what? I feel like it's a good time to snap.
And his Snap text literally read, oh, because his sisters at dinner, all they kept saying was like, are you and Ashlyn gonna get married? Are you and Ashlyn gonna get married? And they were like, Jacob, here's the ring they made out of clay, and we're like, give it to her. And I was like, no. And so he Snap texted me. He's like, why did you deny my marriage proposal? And I was like, I remember reading it. I was like, what the?
I think it's cute.
Yeah. So then after that, I only had like a week left as a nanny, and we didn't meet up after.
No.
We just kind of like talked here and there and started texting.
I mean, we didn't like really text every day, but
It was just here and there.
yeah. And then finally,
We kept it secret.
Yeah.
But it, like, I figured out he didn't have a girlfriend obviously at this point, and like obviously I was starting to like him, not like
Ooh.
like the idea of him.
The idea.
But then I just stopped being nanny, and then we went out on a date.
Yeah, and
A
we
week
went
later.
on our first date, which was La Vida Cantina, which we talked about in our
Yeah.
previous video.
And that was cool.
And that's their little love story for you guys.
Oh my god, that's our love story. But yeah, his little sister's planned the whole thing.
Yeah, so all in all, it was my little sister's idea, but I didn't tell him anything at all.
I still to this day don't believe it.
I didn't.
I
My
don't.
little sister just really wanted it to work. And then I remember one day I was just like, what if I told you she was my girlfriend? They're like freaking out.
Yeah. They're our number one supporters.
Yeah, they're definitely our supporters.
So anyways,
That's our love story.
we hope you all enjoyed that. As always.
Every weekend we post, so make
Yeah.
sure you check us out.
Every
and
Sunday.
Our Instagram, which we will leave in the bio, so you guys can check out our Instagram now.
We started that.
And you guys will be able to keep more up to date with us.
Yeah.
And that's it. So peace
Peace and blessings.
and blessings. Yeah.